It is not only the largest lake in Italy and a popular holiday location in northern Italy, but also my absolute favorite place on the planet that over 10 holidays spent here kind of proves. The lake stretches as far as 52 kilometers in length and 16 kilometers in maximum width, and are part of 3 regions. The northern tip belongs to Trentino Alto or Südtirol, the western part of the lake to Lombardy, and the eastern side to the Veneto region. I have always been so amazed by how different all these towns and villages both look and feel. In this 2-part guide, we will cover the best that the lake has to offer, in my opinion, which towns and villages are worth your time, where to eat, drink, stay, and how to get around this mesmerizing lake in northern Italy. This is Ponyo and Poolshark's ultimate guide to Lake Garda. Malcesine is a commune in the eastern shore of Lake Garda in the province of Verona and the Italian region Veneto, located 120 kilometers northeast of Venice and about 40 kilometers away from Verona. This absolutely stunning town has always been fighting for my top spot as the lake's most gorgeous town alongside Limone. It might have lost the fight to its opposite neighbor, but only because Limone is smaller and feel cozier. With that being said, Malcesine has so much to do and explore. The commune of Malcesine consists of the villages and towns of Navene, Campagnola, Malcesine, Valdesogno and Cassone. It stretches along the Via Gardesana Road Orientale and is nestled between Lake Garda and the slopes of Mont Baldo. Malcesine is the northernmost commune in the Veneto shore of the lake. Immediately to its north lies Trentino. Therefore, Malcesine is also one of the last villages and towns more or less that feature some kind of mountains-like landscapes. The town consists of narrow streets, small piazzas, a harbour filled with cozy restaurants, bars, cafés and lots of shopping. Malcesine's most prominent landmark is the Castello Scagliero, which has 13th century fortification and an old medieval tower in white natural stone, like the castle of Sirmione at the southern end of a lake. It is named for the Della Scala family of Verona, who ruled the region in the 13th and 14th century. Malcesine also has the most amazing shores that invites you to a picnic with some drinks and snacks watching the sunsets over the mountains of Limone. An hour's walk or a 10-minute drive from Malcesine is the village of Navene. One of the village's 2 restaurants are also a hotel named Vela Azzurra. This is a dinner trip well worth taking since the restaurant serves amazing authentic food. We heard that this one was one of the places that locals will go to on their night off for dinner, and you will not be disappointed. If you are to walk, have your pre-dinner cocktail alongside the shores. That's a magical start of a magical night. Hotel Europa, situated a short walk from Malcesine city centre on the shores of the lake, has a nice bar, but not that special. They do, however, have a bay with 2 tables set straight on the lake. And yes, this is as good as it gets. And yes, you do need to reserve a spot like this. And yes, it will be worth your while. And yes, if this night doesn't end up in some bedroom wrestling, then I don't know what will. Restaurant Lear, situated in the amazing Piazza Cavour, is a stunning restaurant. We found the restaurant since it got a mention in Guide Michelin and made a reservation. Although the restaurant has amazing service, an ambitious and interesting menu, close to amazing food and a crazy cozy atmosphere, the price wasn't too different from any restaurant in town. So I mean, do book a visit. It's crazy not to. Great food combined by a great atmosphere can also be found in Gondoliere, set in the heart of Old Town. The restaurant overlooks Monte Baldo and the mountains of Malcesine. The menu also features some classic dishes such as saltimbocca. Il Punto Café is a cozy bar set on a slopey alley with just a couple of tables serving great drinks. What else could you possibly want? Seriously. Both a cozy way to start an evening with a pre-dinner drink and a great way to end the night.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Every time I arrive to Torri del Benaco, I say that it's the most beautiful place in the world. And it probably is. It's just a bit too small to compete with the other towns on this list for my favorite town. But that does not make it less cozy, charming and romantic. Torri would probably not be qualified as a town as much as a big village, but still has the narrow streets, charming bars and restaurants we learn to love this Italian lake for. Albergo Ristorante Gardasee is a great bar facing the harbor, perfect for some aperitifs before dinner or that nightcap just before calling it a night. The square here also has a huge stage that sometimes hosts local live music. That makes this place the place to be. I want to start off by saying that most of the restaurants in Torri has really great food. I want to go as far as to say the highest standard in general of the towns mentioned in these two guides. Lago, however, takes it to the next level, and not because of the stunning location, but only because of its food. Interesting menu with a lot of variation, an experimental way of playing with the Italian cuisine. Bar Tullis, situated alongside the lakeshore, is my number one go-to bar. One of my favorite ones by the lake, to be honest. But only if you can get your hands on one of the two tables on their balcony. But then, life is smiling at you, rewarding you with one of the most epic sunsets you'll ever experience. We would like to thank you so much for watching our content. We really put our hearts into making it, so it would mean the world to us if you hit that subscribe button, as well as to tell the YouTube algorithm to show us to more people by commenting on our videos, as well as to hit that bell button. We make all sorts of travel related content such as alternative, in-depth city guides, travel vlogs, as well as cruise and travel tips. Garda is like Riva, the other main town for charter tourism. Therefore you can find a lot of typical Dewey and Thompson style hotel resorts scattered around town, with a lot of British and German tourists. Garda is located in the Veneto region, located 32 kilometers from Verona, and is one of the smallest towns in the whole province. The historical center of the town with narrow streets is still intact. Sites include the Villa degli Albertini from the 16th century with its magnolia trees, and the Palazzo del Capitani, the Captain's Palace, a pale yellow castle built in Venetian Gothic style dating all the way back to the 14th century. Garda is one of the most lively towns around the lake, with a lot of live music and entertainment presented almost every night down by the harbor area where most bars and restaurants are located. Any restaurant down by the river will most surely offer you a night to remember, with great food, live music and a sunset to die for. Garda's harbor is one hell of a nice place you won't regret visiting. Eating Spanish food in Italy might seem a bit off, but this amazing restaurant serves a magical paella, which can be enjoyed in a narrow alley or in style up on a Romeo and Juliet-like balcony like this. Do you need me to convince you anymore? La Motta is an Ibiza-style beach bar which can be found on the southern shore, a 5-minute walk away from town, overlooking the harbor. DJs are playing lounge music, the cocktails are nice, and there are probably no better place on the lake to spend watching the sun go down. If you are able to find Enoteca alla Calle, I can highly recommend that as an option for your pre-dinner aperitivo. Small, cozy, with just 2 tables out in an empty alley. Hotel Garni Ischia is a small yet nice family-style hotel that features a pool, pretty nice breakfast and nice rooms with balcony. Booking Ischia will always be cheapest from their own website. Hotel Dolomiti can be found in the city center of Malcesine and is one of our favorite hotels by the lake. Nice staff, really comfy rooms with large balcony overlooking Monte Baldo and a fairly small but yet nice pool. Do not go for the breakfast option though, instead head out to town and have it there. Just a pro tip. Appartamenti Wieland is a great option in Torri del Benaco if you are on a budget. It's located a 10-minute walk outside of town and offers apartments with balconies for a fair price. The complex features a pool and parking. In the first episode of this guide, we focused on Riva del Garda and Limone. Go check that video as well to see all the recommendations we have for those two towns as well. In the end, however, it is not about the destination, it is what you make of it that counts. Until next time, stay safe.
Yeah.